All right, guys. I know it's been a long time since I made a video on this channel, but I'm getting really excited for the Nintendo Switch 2. We're getting more information all the time as to what this thing is going to be, when is it going to release, and we got a pretty big drop here from Bloomberg in terms of what we can expect from the Nintendo Switch 2 in terms of its screen and just the sheer amount of hardware that they're going to have available for when it launches. If you remember with the original Nintendo Switch, I believe when it launched, it was hard to get for a little bit. I did get mine on day one, but where I went to buy my original Nintendo Switch, there was limited quantity. I went to a Walmart and they maybe had like 10 of them or something. So I was there, was able to pick one up, didn't pre-order it or anything. Just walked into the store and picked up a Nintendo Switch. Obviously now in 2024, you're going to have to get online and pre-order it. But I wonder if they will actually have a ton available for people to walk in on the release date because of just the amount of popularity that the current Switch has with selling over 132 million units. They know that there's going to be a huge demand for the Nintendo Switch 2 when it does eventually launch. So we've gotten a lot of info. We've gotten rumors about the chipset and the power of the console. It's going to be more powerful than the current Switch, but nothing close to what we have right now with the Xbox and the PlayStation. It's probably going to be slightly under the Xbox Series S, at least when it's docked, and then in handheld even and less powerful, but probably will be able to play all of the current games that do come out for those platforms in lower resolutions and stuff like that. But now we have this, and this comes from Bloomberg. They put out this article and they're saying that the new console is going to launch this year, which is not surprising, and it's going to be with an 8-inch LCD screen. So actually a relatively large screen, but the thing here people are complaining about is the LCD screen. I think everyone was expecting there to be an OLED screen on this new version because of the fact there is the OLED Nintendo Switch. Now I have the regular Nintendo Switch, the day one version. I also have the Tears of the Kingdom Special Edition, which is an OLED, and it's just not even close when you're playing on either one. Like it is so much better in handheld on OLED. So that is definitely disappointing for a lot of people. But when it comes to a bigger LCD screen, I'm sure that it may be a better LCD. The technology has improved since when they first released the Nintendo Switch back in 2017. So I feel like it could still look great. It probably will still be good looking, and people are going to eat this up, even though they are complaining now about the OLED display. And the other thing here is that you're buying an LCD screen version of it at launch. You're probably going to get an OLED version of it years down the line, just like what they did with the current Nintendo Switch. But this comes via the Omdia analyst Hiroshi Hayashi, and they say the new device from Kyoto-based games maker will be responsible for a doubling in shipments of so-called amusement displays in 2024. And Ayase said this in Tokyo on Friday, saying his research focuses on a small and medium displays, and he bases annual forecasts on checks with companies in the supply chain. And the Nintendo Switch sold over 132 million units and is approaching the end of its life cycle. The company has been tight-lipped about any potential successor, but expectations have narrowed to this year's holiday period for the release of the next generation. And they say here that Osaka based Sharp Corporation last year said it was supplying LCD panels and working closely with the maker of an upcoming console that was then at the R&D stage. I mean, who else, right? It's going to be the Nintendo Switch. This is going to be the Nintendo Switch 2. It's going to be an LCD panel, and we are going to be getting this console this year, which is very, very exciting to see. And obviously, they're going to do an announcement. I'm thinking maybe halfway through the year, maybe in the summer they announce it and then they release it at the end of the year during the holiday season, or they do an announcement in March and then announce the Nintendo Switch 2 coming out again in the holiday season, and we'll get all the information there. There's a couple of big questions though that people are going to want to know when it comes to the Nintendo Switch 2. The first one, I think probably the most important one, I hope Nintendo doesn't do something crazy and stupid here and not implement this, but that is backwards compatibility. 132 plus million Nintendo Switches on the market. They absolutely have to have backwards compatibility. They know there is going to be a number of years before people with the current Nintendo Switch, especially if they just picked up an OLED or something, actually upgrade to the Nintendo Switch 2. And they want those people to eventually be able to transfer over and feel happy about their purchase and feel safe about their purchase because they will still be able to play all of their old games. The one thing about the Nintendo Switch is different than all of the competitors is that they sell far more physical games. There was some data that just came out, and 50% of their sales are physical versus like 10% for Xbox and 40% for PlayStation. So there are a lot of people have a huge collection of Nintendo Switch games like myself, and I want to be able to play every single one of those games on the Nintendo Switch too. So backwards compatibility is a big question. The second big question here is the launch lineup for the Nintendo Switch 2 is new 3D Mario, Metroid Prime 4, maybe a smaller Zelda game that is in Tears of the Kingdom or something like that. Just it would be an insane lineup if they were able to do something like that. A new F Zero, man, I think F Zero needs to come back eventually. They just haven't released anything, and I feel like that would be an insane thing to announce as a launch game for the Nintendo Switch 2. So I'm very much looking forward to this. I am slightly disappointed about the LCD screen, but it's 8 inch, it's bigger, and I'm gonna pick it up day one regardless, just because I love Nintendo games and I love my Nintendo Switch. So just want to talk about this, and I'll keep you guys updated on this, and maybe there'll be some more videos more consistently coming out on this channel. But I appreciate you all for dropping by, watching, and if you do enjoy this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up, make sure to subscribe and help this channel grow, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.